Hi, welcome to the Infinity Northern Alliance video. In this video we're going to look at a review of the fast food stall from Zen Terrain. But firstly let me talk a little bit about Infinity Northern Alliance. So the Infinity Northern Alliance is primarily a Facebook group. So if you go onto our Facebook page, you'll find a lot of information about Infinity the game. So we'll cover rules, tips, we answer a lot of questions when people have questions about particular rules or particular units. We list when events are going on, we list new releases and discuss them. And we're also moving into covering more video related work such as this. So you'll have reviews, unboxings, you'll have painting tutorials, terrain tutorials, and eventually once we get the hang of it you'll have high quality battle reports as well. Now to join Infinity Northern Alliance, all you need to do is look at the link below, go to our website, click on the Facebook page. Although it's a closed group, we accept anyone from anywhere in the world, just ask to join the group. And someone will very promptly add you to the group. So if we go back to this particular video then, so as I mentioned this is a terrain review of the fast food booth from Zen Terrain. So you can see it at the moment on the screen. It's a laser cut MDF building, like a lot of the trainers these days for Infinity. But you'll notice it's a hybrid building. So it actually has some card pieces as well as the actual MDF terrain. Now that does increase the skill level of assembly just a little bit. What you need to bear in mind is you're going to have to bend these cards around and feed it through a couple of holes. So just a couple of tips for doing that. What I did when I was assembling this one is, on the larger piece of card, I bent that around a bottle first, so like the bottle of the PVA glue I was using to assemble it. On the smaller piece I bent it around a pencil. That just gives the card, breaks the tension, the surface tension of the card, and lets it go through the slots a bit easier. Also make sure you feed from this end here, where the door isn't, towards the door end. Now the reason behind that is because when you come to assemble this, at the time you're assembling the card, the door won't be in place. So that allows you to put your fingers through the door hole and it just lets you align the card that little bit easier. So other than that, it's a really nice kit. You'll see there's a lot of detail, but the detail isn't so much etched as actual physical detail. So it's actually like doors that are popped out, there's grills on the top and the sides. The actual etching detail is kept to a minimum, and that probably helps towards the price point. This is a really good value kit. It costs about £4.50 pounds sterling, €6, and about $7 I think I worked it out at. So it's great value really for what you're getting. It's a nice line of sight piece, blocking piece of terrain. You could, for example, leave the door open and place miniatures inside as well if you really wanted to. A little bit fiddly because the roof doesn't come off, but that may be what you decide to do. So I'm going to show you a couple of painted variants as well that we've done. Just one last point before we move on to the painted variants. You'll notice the sign piece here. It actually comes with 3 different signs as part of the kit. So this one's we're using this as a sushi sign, there's also a spicy wings sign and a nano burger sign. Now the advantage of that is, firstly, you're not paying for extra signs like you might with some of the other ones. I think Warman will charge separately for the different acrylic signs. Obviously the acrylic ones are more expensive. But it also means you've got 2 spare nice slots of MDF with some etching detail on them, and they can be used as advertising boards, maybe on some grills or some walkways to provide some extra colour. So to look at the colours first, we've painted one up in a red scheme, and this is the Spicy Wings booth. Now these are just fairly quickly painted, they're only scatter terrain, they're not for any of our display boards as such. You'll notice we've just went with a graded airbrush scheme and added some dirt around the vents, around the ground pieces as well, going up towards it. Now a lot of people ask us, how do we paint MDF terrain? Well, typically we use airbrushes for everything, so the first thing we'll do is we usually undercoat with an airbrush primer from Vallejo. Now, they come in about 200ml bottles that will last you for a long time. Put it through the airbrush first and then start your paint on after your initial primer coats have dried. However, a lot of our members also use Halford's car primers. Now Halford's is like an auto repair store in the UK. I'm sure there's very similar ones around the world. Just get a car primer effectively. Be very careful about the quantity of paint that's going on though. Do a little bit of a test first because you don't want to drown out the laser cut detail. And then this one here we've done in a blue theme, and this is like the sushi booth. So effectively these kits, to get 3 of these, cost us about £13.50 in the UK. That's great value for what you're getting. So thanks very much for watching this tutorial. You'll find a link to Zen Terrain in the links below as well if you wanted to purchase some of this stuff yourself. We will be covering more of their range in future videos, as well as ranges from other suppliers such as Warsenal, Warmill, Antonowski's Workshop, Micro Art Studios, all of the big people who produce terrain that's suitable for use in Infinity the game. As I said, if you like the video, please click the like button, subscribe below so you can be notified whenever we bring out new videos. Go and have a look at our Facebook page, you'll find a lot of good information there, and I hope you find this useful.